Hebrew home, good morning, Hebrew home. My heart is where the Hebrew home is. For where the heart is, that's where you find the Hebrew home. Hebrew home, good morning, Hebrew home. My heart is where the Hebrew home is. For where the heart is, that's where you find the Hebrew home.
Good morning, everyone. I am your host, Olivia Cohen, coming in live from the Dörfner Judaica Museum here at the Hebrew Home. And this is Good Morning Hebrew Home. Today is Monday, July 20th, and the time is 10:32 a.m. I am happy to be back from a short hiatus and so glad to be back with you all. Speaking about reconnecting, because I am reconnecting with you all and doing the show, I thought we could talk a little bit about, with all the nice weather, reconnecting with nature. So I put together a countdown. This is the top 5 best natural parks in New York State. So let's take a look over at the monitor. Great. So a lot of people right now during this time have taken the opportunity to really go outdoors and, oh, look at that, and be one with nature, since we are all kind of socially distancing, and it's really a great time to take advantage of all that nature has to offer. So this is Letchworth State Park, and it was dubbed the Grand Canyon of the East, and this is one of the most scenic parks in the state. It's located 35 miles south of Rochester, and it features 3 major waterfalls surrounded by lush forests and cliffs reaching heights of 600 feet. They have a lot of activities, and you can see there's a hot air balloon there, which is really cool. And in the winter months, you can do cross-county skiing and snow tubing. Let's see what number 2 is. Adirondack State Park. It's known for its 46 mountain peaks, 20 of which do not have a trail, and people who have successfully climbed them join the 46ers Club. So you can go rock climbing, ice climbing, and in some parts of the park as well as flat water and whitewater canoeing and kayaking. So don't forget, guys, you can let us know if you've been to any of these places. Have you been to Adirondack Park or Letchworth State Park? Let us know. Our next park is Catskill Park. I know many of you have been up to the Catskills. Catskill Park can be found in the Catskill Mountains, which covers 700,000 acres of land over 4 counties in Delaware, Greene, Sullivan, and Ulster. And designated wilderness areas have been set throughout the park with the aim of minimizing human impact on the land. So look at all that lush green areas that park has. Number 4 is Bear Mountain State Park. It is renowned for its dramatic terrain. Bear Mountain State Park is situated in the jagged mountains that rise from the west bank of the Hudson River. It's a family-friendly spot with picnic areas, lake and river fishing, and a swimming pool, museums, and a zoo. There's also hiking, biking, cross-county, and ski trails galore. And the last one for today is Buttermilk Falls State Park. I love this photo. I had to find a different photo, and this one popped up, and I really love that little waterfall thing there. Taking its name from the foaming cascade formed by Buttermilk Creek as it flows down the steep valley side toward Cayuga Lake, this charming park features a small lake, hiking trails through woodlands, picnic areas, and playing fields. So that was just 5 of the beautiful state parks that we have here in New York. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a little travel with me. Please don't forget, you can always call us and let us know. Have you been to any of these parks? Are there parks that we mentioned that we didn't mention that you guys know? within the state or outside of the state. Let us know what you guys are doing or have done. We'd love to share it here on the show. Don't forget you can do that by calling extension 2813. Again, that's picking up any phone here at the home. Doesn't work from your cell phone, but dialing 2813. Just leave us a message and we will pop that message here in our mailbox. So if you want to get in the mailbox, leave us a voicemail. We have a great show planned for you today, so let's get into the news. Let's take a look at the weather in our neck of the woods. Today will be partly cloudy skies, although it's a little sunny out there right now. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, but we are going up to 100 degrees today, folks. So please note we are in a heat advisory beginning tomorrow, according to Moji. This is Moji's orders. Tomorrow through the end of this month. So please be careful. We are restricting resident outdoor activities at this time. So if you have a nature walk, please know that you'll be brought down but out to the solarium. We still want to make sure that people are coming off, getting change of scenery off their neighborhoods, but also that everyone's being safe. So try not to go outside too much and make sure you're drinking lots of liquids. Fluid intake is important right now. Let's move to this day in history. July 20th, 1969. Do you guys know what happened today? The Apollo 11 astronauts made history when the first man is landed on the moon by the United States, and Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the moon, leaving the first human footprints in its dusty soil. They raised their nation's flag and talked to their president on Earth 240,000 miles away. And the famous words came from this: that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, was seen and heard by people around the globe. So very exciting day today. The same day, July 20th, 1976, this is years later, on the 7th anniversary of the Apollo 11 lunar landing, the Viking 1 lander, an unmanned U.S. planetary probe, becomes the first spacecraft to successfully land on the surface of Mars. So a lot of outer space things to celebrate on today. Other things that are happening today are, it's also National Lollipop Day. So if you have a lollipop, make sure today is the day that you have one. It is also, no surprise, National Moon Day because of everything that's happened. And I looked up some things of how you can celebrate National Moon Day, watching some movies about the moon. So let us know if you like the moon, call us and let us know. It's also National Ice Cream Soda Day. So yesterday was National Ice Cream Day, and today is National Ice Cream Soda Day. So if you are somebody who loves an ice cream soda, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. How did you like your ice cream sodas? I'm sure there's many ways that people did them, but call us, leave us a message. Our famous birthday for today is Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood was born July 20th, 1938 in San Francisco, California. And she was an American actress who began her career in film as a child actor and successfully transitioned to adult roles. She was the recipient of 4 Golden Globes and received 3 Academy Award nominations. Wood began her acting career at age 4 and was given a co-starring role at age 8 in Miracle on 34th Street. As a teenager, she earned a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her performance in Rebel Without a Cause. You guys remember watching that? In 1955. Followed by a role in John Ford's The Searchers in 1956. Wood starred in the musical films, one of my favorites, West Side Story in 1961, and another one of my favorites, Gypsy, in 1962. She received nominations for the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performances in Splendor in the Grass in 1961 and Love with the Proper Stranger in 1963. So she has a long life of amazing movies, and she had left behind a wonderful legacy. There are no resident birthdays for today. However, we have some staff birthdays. We have a happy birthday to Valerie from nursing, and Eugenia from Riverwalk. Let's see what food services is cooking up for us. Today's lunch will be chicken coq au vin with fresh mashed potatoes, and for dessert, fresh grapes. For dinner, we will be having roasted fennel and carrot soup. And entree will be broiled fish with sauteed vegetables and white rice. And for dessert, tapioca pudding. I usually give a little intro of who we have on for our guest today. I forgot to do that, but we have somebody returning, a returning guest, our first returning guest, Larry Applewhite, who is our live performance coordinator, and somebody you guys know in all of our performances, who's been here for many years bringing music to our ears. So please welcome Larry Applewhite's back.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi, Larry.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm very happy to see you again. Thank you for inviting me.
We're happy to have you back.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you ever have does your song that you wrote get stuck in your head?
It does. I find myself singing it every once in a while.
I know that in the mornings we often talk about it. Anyone who's in this room will leave the space kind of singing it and humming it. And I think that's a sign of a good jingle, don't you think? If it leaves with you?
It does, definitely. If it sticks in your ear, that's the part of it.
It's a good earworm, I tell you that. So I'm so happy to have you back. This week we will be having our 50th episode. I keep wanting to say 50th anniversary, but we're not there yet. 50th episode on Friday. So it's so lovely to have you here as one of our first guests.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to we talked about so much, just like an introduction of your life and how you came into performing. And the thing I found so interesting were the stories and the little anecdotes that you shared about your interactions with other celebrities. So I thought we'd kind of start there with any stories that you have about your times performing in the great New York City.
Well, there are actually quite a few, but I'll keep it short. I was playing in a club on the West Side, and there was a piano bar, and it was very big because they had seats around it. It was designed like the piano was part of this thing that they constructed, and there were seats around it. And one night the owner came to me and said, "Listen, we have a very special guest coming tonight having dinner. They need reservations. You don't have to sing, just play the piano as like dinner music." So I said, "Who's coming?" He said, "Lana Turner is coming here tonight."
Wow.
Because she's in town to promote her autobiography. So she came in with a party, and they're sitting down over there. And then at some point, the owner came over to me and said, "Do you know the song You Stepped Out of a Dream?" Apparently it was a song that it was associated with her from one of her films. And I said, "Something, I really don't know the song." So he got someone from the restaurant that was working there who happened to have known the song. So I got up from the piano, and this guy sat down and sang it. And then once he finished, he got up and left, and then I went back to the piano. So long story short, when she was finished with her dinner, Lana Turner walked over to the piano, and then thinking that I was the one that played and sang the song for her, she stopped right over there, and she looked me right in the face, and she waved, and then she put her hand over her mouth, and she went like that.
Lana Turner blew you a kiss.
She blew me a kiss just like that.
Wow. That's some story you brought here today. What is it like being, I know some people get nervous around celebrities. What is it like for you to be around famous people in such a performance space as well, to be asked something on the spot?
It's really, really thrilling and so inspiring as a musician. Because when I was much younger and I was playing the piano at Burt Bacharach's restaurant out on Long Island, and I had a gig Friday and Saturday nights from like 8 to midnight. And on occasion he would stop by because it was his restaurant. So we became acquainted to the point where I would say, "Hi, Burt," we'd say, "Hi, Larry." And what was really cool, one night, just as I was finished at midnight, then he would sit down at the piano, the bartender would put a glass of wine on the piano. He would, for the next hour, he would just like sit there and just sing all of his hits. And I would like sit there, and the song "Make It Easy on Yourself," "Make It Easy on Yourself," right? It was the very first time I ever heard that song was when Burt Bacharach sang it at the piano.
Wow.
And then while I was performing at that restaurant, one night Billy Joel came in
Oh my gosh.
with a couple of people, and
Yeah.
they sat and had dinner right in front of the piano. And I was really terrified, but I sang Just the Way You Are while he was having dinner.
Wow.
And something really kind of cool happened, because there was someone at the bar who was like annoyed because I was playing Rhapsody in Blue or something. So he said, "What are you playing?" And Billy Joel stopped and he went, "It's Gershwin."
He told him.
He was like sticking up for me. You
Yeah.
know? So that was kind of cool.
That's how exciting to have him stick up for you.
Yeah. And there was a lot of other situations, like, for example, there was a nightclub called Regine's on Park Avenue where I played for a couple of years, and she was a very worldwide, well-known restaurateur, entrepreneur. She had many clubs around the world. And one night, Stevie Wonder came in, and I sang You Are the Sunshine of My Life. And I went over and I wanted to meet him, so I whispered in his ear and I said, "Mr. Wonder, I just want to thank you for all the years of joy that you've given me through your music."
Wow.
And my father told me, "Larry, whenever you meet a famous singer or a musician, use that line. Because it's short, it's sweet, it says exactly what you want to say, and they always respond," because I used the same line with Mel Torme. And I said, "Wow, that's a really nice thing to say, thank
Aw.
you." So I share that with other musicians.
Now we
you
know.
Now you
Inside
know.
tips, everybody.
Inside tips.
That's
right.
amazing. I mean, it feels like also, it sounds like also you really have to be on your toes and
Right.
and really kind of maintain composure, which I notice that you always do. And no matter what's thrown at you, you're kind of, especially during a performance, you really keep it cool and you really maintain this energy that's like, I am here and the show must go on. And I think that's something that I've learned from you and you've always shared with me is, you know, whatever happens, happens and the show must go on, and,
Exactly.
and we'll get through it.
We'll get through it.
Because there is so much planning that goes on behind a lot of the special events that we do.
Right, exactly.
And as long as the residents have a good performance, you know, and enjoy it, whatever happens, you know, is what happens. You kind of can't hang on to it.
Which is part of the joy and the beauty of live performance, is
Yeah.
that, not that people want to see mishaps.
Right.
But when they do, they feel like they're in on something.
Right.
You know, and it's so human when you make a mistake or something happens,
Yeah.
or the fire alarm goes off. I've sung through fire alarms, and even made jokes about. Sometimes I say, "Oh, let's do a song from Bells Are Ringing" or something.
Right.
You know.
Because it really brings this human aspect in,
Exactly.
right? And speaking of live performances and things like that, here at the home, we've gone through so many changes throughout this time right now. So before all of the period of quarantine that we're in and kind of just keeping everything safe during COVID, we were doing concerts for 200 or more people in the Winter Garden twice a week. We were having like very large group music programs all the time that you were doing every single week. And now we're doing things differently. We're actually, I think we're reaching a lot more people though over our broadcasted programs, but we're doing things live, broadcasted, so there's still that element of things being live and possibly happening that you are now. What is that like? What has that transition been like to go from doing a live concert in front of people to now doing a live concert on the TV where you're reaching people in their rooms and on all the lounges?
Well, it was a little adjustment period. There was a little adjustment period. When you perform in front of a live audience, obviously you're seeing the expressions on their faces, you're feeling their energy, and you're hearing the applause, and you're really getting a sense immediately how they're responding to you.
Right.
And so you're feeding off of their energy, and that makes you want to perform for them even more.
Yeah.
And what I found interesting about making the transition from that to broadcasting is that even though you don't see people's expressions and you don't hear the applause and you're not getting that immediacy, you still have to give the same 110% as though you're performing for them. And with the camera, which took a little practice, you have to realize that whoever's on the other side of the camera is in their room or in a lounge, so you have to make it seem like you're singing and performing just to that person.
Yeah.
And there might be 200 people. So even though I'm here by myself in this environment, I have to kind of imagine that they're all out there.
Yeah.
So nothing changes, actually. You still have to give 110%. If I'm strolling, it's the same thing. I don't want it to seem like I'm lowering my energy level just because I'm in a different environment. So you always have to give the most that you can give regardless of where you are, what you're doing.
Yeah, I really see that you were still giving the residents 100% Larry, no matter what the condition or environment is. You were bringing yourself and all of yourself. So I know that, speaking of bringing things here today, you brought a song here today for us to share with us. You want to talk about what song you brought and a little bit about what you want to share with the residents?
Yeah, it's a song called I'm Always Chasing Rainbows, and it was based on a part of a piece by Frédéric Chopin. And many songwriters during the great heyday of songwriting were influenced by a lot of classical pieces of music, and they would sometimes lift a phrase or something to write a popular song. It happened many, many times. And I'd like to share with you the song, how it was inspired from the Chopin piece. I'm just going to play a little piece of the fantasy impromptu, and then I'll sing the song itself.
That's very exciting.
Okay, so
Thank you for bringing that.
Yes,
So this, as Larry takes a walk over to our performance center, this is Larry Applewhite sharing some music with us.
So this is a part of I'm Always Chasing Rainbows. That's part of the piece, the fantasy impromptu. And there's a very beautiful song called I'm Chasing Rainbows. I'm always chasing rainbows, watching clouds drifting by. Are just like all my dreams, ending in the sky. Some fellas look to find the sunshine, I always look to find the rain. Some fellas make a winning sometimes, I never even make a game, believe me. Chasing rainbows, waiting to find a little bluebird in vain. Chasing rainbows, watching clouds drifting by. My schemes are just like all my dreams, ending in the sky. Some fellas look to find the sunshine, I always look to find the rain. Some fellas look to find the sunshine, I never even make a game, believe me. I'm always chasing rainbows, waiting to find a little bluebird in vain. What's interesting is that many songwriters have been inspired by a lot of great melodies. For example, this next one is called Never Gonna Fall in Love Again. I'll just give you a little bit, a piece of it by the great songwriter Eric Carmen, who was influenced by a piece of music by Rachmaninoff from the Second Symphony, the Adagio. And the music from the Adagio goes like this. That's the theme from the Adagio. And Eric Carmen was inspired by that to write, never gonna fall in love again. I don't wanna start with someone new, 'cause I couldn't bear to see it end, just like me and you. No, I never wanna feel the pain of remembering how it used to be. Never gonna fall in love again, just like you and me. So that happens a lot. And the Irving Berlin song Alexander's Ragtime Band uses a couple of very interesting quotes from other sources. For example, he uses, as part of this song, and if you can't hear that Swanee River played in ragtime. Well, that's actually a musical quote from Stephen Foster. Way down upon a Swanee River. So you can see how interesting and how creative it is to take certain things and make it your own and put it into your own song. So I'm very glad to have the opportunity to share that with you, and I'm very pleased to be here once again. And Olivia, thank you once again for inviting me.
Thank you, Larry.
We have many, many more great times together.
Thanks, Larry.
On television. Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming back, and thank you for playing those beautiful songs for us. It was like a musical scavenger hunt. So just know that inspiration comes from everywhere, and other musicians are inspired by other things that you may catch in a song, and you may hear, your ear may catch now that Larry shared some things with us. You can catch Larry here on our broadcasts or up on your neighborhoods with his strolling music. So keep an ear out for him. Our positive news story for today. This is breaking news, everybody. Does your ice cream choice say anything about your personality? A fun poll of 2,000 adults aimed to discover if there were any differences between Americans who preferred vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry. Basing the survey around the nation's top 3 flavors, it found that on average, if you like doing laundry, watching a sci-fi movie, and listening to the soothing sounds of jazz, then you are likely, anybody have an idea?
Vanilla.
Strawberry. I thought vanilla too, but apparently not. However, when playing Truth or Dare, it's the vanilla fans who won't hesitate to say dare, while the chocolate ice cream lovers prefer choosing to tell a truth. Anybody have favorite ice cream in here?
Of those 3?
Yeah.
Vanilla.
Vanilla? You're vanilla. Larry, what are you?
Oh,
Vanilla.
Vanilla? I like chocolate. Okay, in a poll conducted by One Poll in conjunction with Breyers also found vanilla ice cream lovers are on average more introverted. They prefer dogs over cats. I don't know about that one. And prefer washing dishes over doing laundry, and are night owls. Chocolate ice cream lovers, on the other hand, are more extroverted, and that's not true for me, enjoy a romantic comedy, and love listening to pop music. Chocolate ice cream lovers also tend to have more variety in their interests. In addition to pop music, chocolate ice cream lovers also like rock and R&B. Strawberry ice cream respondents were more likely to find, this is interesting, love earlier than their chocolate or vanilla loving counterparts. A full 2 years before chocolate lovers, strawberry people, on average, found love at 24 years old, 1 year before the vanilla lovers. So when it comes to the ideal way to enjoy ice cream, Americans prefer their scoops in cups topped with 3 different toppings. Chocolate chips rank as the #1 ice cream topping in the survey, followed by 49% who said hot fudge, 40% who said nuts, 37% for whipped cream, and last one, 35% for caramel. So here are some things about the strawberry ice cream fanatics. On average, they find love at 24. They like doing laundry, and they prefer sci-fi movies and listening to jazz. Here are the facts about vanilla ice cream lovers. On average, they find love at 25. They are introverted. They prefer dogs, prefer washing dishes over doing laundry, and are night owls. And these are our chocolate ice cream fans. On average, they find love at 26. They enjoy romantic comedies like pop and rock music. And that's it for the ice cream lovers. So you're getting the breaking news, hard-hitting facts here on Good Morning Hebrew Home. So let us know. Do the results line up with your personality? Give us a call. Leave us a message at 2813. And share any good news that you guys have heard and you'd like to share in the show. Just give us a call at 2813. Remember to tune in later today on Channel 8. We have Exercise with Deborah at 1:30 and your Hip Parade with Larry at 3:30. Or is it Peter?
It's me.
It's Larry. You get to see Larry again. And don't forget, you can catch this episode of Good Morning Hebrew Home on Channel 88 at 6:30 or on YouTube. Join us tomorrow with host David Pomeranz. Once again, this has been Good Morning Hebrew Home with Olivia Cohen, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. Cohen out.
Hebrew home, good morning, Hebrew home. My heart is where the Hebrew home is. For where the heart is, that's where you find the Hebrew home.